Hello everyone, welcome back to Noah's Disney Pixar Storybook Collection with my mom.
Hello.
And my dad.
Hello.
Now the 16th story is The Good Dinosaur. At the base of Clawtooth Mountain lived a family of farmers. At smallest one was named Arlo. From the moment he was born, Arlo was scared of almost everything. Arlo worked on the farm with his parents, his brother, and his sister. As Arlo's siblings grew older, they earned the right to make their marks on the family silo, but Arlo's fear held him back, and he struggled to find his place. Years passed, and Gap was left on the silo as Arlo continued looking for a way to make his mark. One night, Papa nudged Arlo into an open field. As Arlo stood nervously in the darkness, a bug landed on his nose. He was terrified. Papa blew gently on the bug and lit up. It was a firefly. Papa smiled. Sometimes you gonna get through your fear to see the beautiful on the other side, he said. Together, Papa and Arlo ran through the grass, leaving a trail of glow fireflies behind them. The next day, Papa noticed corn scattered around their silo. Something was getting into their harvest. He gave Arlo an important job to catch the critter. Papa and Arlo built a trap, but when the trap rattled, Arlo froze. The critter as he had caught looked hurt. Arlo felt sorry for him and set him free. When Arlo told Papa what happened, Papa insisted they look for the critter. Arlo was nervous. They might got lost, but Papa wasn't worried. As long as you can find the river, you can find your way home, he told Arlo. Suddenly, a storm hit the ground, trembled in a surge of water, roared toward them. Papa threw Arlo to safety, but he couldn't save himself. Without Papa, life on the farm was hard. The family struggled but to get the harvest in so they would have enough food for the winter. Then one day Arlo saw the critter inside the Arlo was furious. If it wasn't for the critter, Papa would still be alive. Arlo chased the critter to the river, and they both fell in the water. As the current pulled them farther and farther from home, Arlo hit a huge boulder. Everything went black. When Arlo opened his eyes, he was on a sandbar in the middle of the river. The critter was looking down at him from a bridge. Arlo struggled out of the river and held onto the critter, but by the time he made it to the top of the bridge, the critter was gone. Arlo looked around, panicked. Nothing was familiar. Then he remembered Papa's words. As long as you can find the river, you can find your way home. Arlo walked back down to the river and began to follow it. As Arlo walked back to rain, suddenly the critter appeared. It was carrying some berries for Arlo to eat. Arlo was hungry and devoured the berries. Arlo realized maybe the critter wasn't so bad after all. He decided to name the critter Spot. Together, the friends continued along the river. That night, the two found themselves in a field of fireflies. Seeing the bugs light up made Arlo miss his family. Spot didn't seem to know what a family was, so Arlo made dinosaur figures out of the sticks and drew a big circle around them. Spot grabbed more sticks and made 3 human figures. He covered 2 with dirt. He was showing Arlo his family had died. Arlo covered his figures of Papa with dirt too. Saddened by their losses as the friends hollowed at the night sky. The next day, Arlo and Spot came across a group of pterodactyls. The beast tried to grab Spot. Arlo put Spot on his back and ran as fast as he could. Hearing Arlo's cries, some Tyrannosaurus Rexes headed toward them. The T-Rex thought of the pterodactyls. To Arlo's surprise, the big creatures were friendly. They were looking for their lost herd of longhorns. Arlo made a deal with the herd. If Spot could find the herd of T-Rexes, would help Arlo and Spot get home. Spot followed the scent trail to the longhorns. They had been taken by rustlers. Arlo was frightened, but he and Spot helped the T-Rexes fight off the reptiles and get the herd heard back from the first time, Arlo had a reason to be proud of himself. That night, the T-Rexes shared with scar stories around a roaring campfire. Arlo couldn't believe how brave they were. "I'm done being scared," he said. The biggest T-Rex porched explained that fear wasn't something that went away. You can't get rid of fear, but you can get through it. Arlo had never thought of fear that way before. As he listened to the other T-Rexes' stories, soft snowflakes began to fall. Winter was coming. Arlo needed to get home. The next day, Arlo and Spot helped the T-Rexes drive their herd. Soon, Clawtooth Mountain came into sight. There it was. Arlo told Spot, "There's home." Arlo and Spot said their goodbyes to the T-Rexes and headed toward the mountains. As the friends howled the excitement, someone howled back. In the distance, Arlo saw a human figure. Spot was curious, but Arlo picked him up. They had to keep going. Soon it began to rain. Suddenly, the pterodactyls scooped down from the sky and grabbed Spot. They knocked Arlo down a cliff into a tangle of brambles. As Arlo struggled to get free, a loose rock hit him on the head, stunning him. Suddenly, Papa appeared. He tried to get Arlo to go home, but Arlo shook his head. He needed to help Spot. Arlo loved his friends. Papa smiled. "I knew you had hits in you," he said. "Now go take care of that critter." Then he faded away. Arlo broke free and found Spot. The pterodactyls had trapped him inside a dead tree in the river. Using his strength, Arlo fought off the pterodactyls and scared them away. Arlo turned to Spot just as the ground began to rumble and shake. The wall of water crushed down the river, heading straight toward the friends. Arlo tried to reach Spot, but the two were swept away in the current. They were pulled toward a giant waterfall. Arlo grabbed Spot just as they went over the falls. At the bottom of the two rose to the water's surface. Arlo swam to shore. Gently, he placed Spot on the ground. He didn't know if he his friend was okay. Then slowly Spotted opened his eyes. Arlo was relieved. They both had made it. The friends climbed to the top of the ridge. Following down, they could see Arlo family farm. Suddenly, someone howled, and the human figure the friends had seen earlier appeared. It was a man surrounded by his family. Arlo watched as they circled. Spot rubbing his head and smiling at him. Spot hopped onto Arlo's back, but Arlo nodded him toward the family. Arlo drew a circle around them as he had with a stick. Figures he knew Spot belonged with the family. The friends hugged tearfully, then howled sadly to each other as they Spot and his new family walked back into the woods together. Alone again, Arlo walked through the Clawtooth Mountain, past his family farms. Mama looked up from her work in the field and saw him approaching and ran to him and hugged him tightly. The family embraced Arlo, happy to have him home. Later, as his family watched Arlo proudly, suddenly his marked right next to Pop. He had done as Papa had said. He had taken care of that critter and earned his mark. I'll read that last story next Saturday. The end. We'll be right back.